Hi, team. I wanted to take a few minutes to personally talk to you about the changes we're making around statements, AR, and how we communicate with our patients about their balances. I know this shift has created some extra work and frustrations, and I appreciate your patience as we make this transition. The system's not perfect. We will make it perfect, but we need the feedback so we can make the appropriate adjustments to our wording. But more than anything, I also want you to know why we're doing this, why I want this to happen, me, and why it matters for both our patients and for the health of the practice. As you know, we're now texting statements, and some of them are going out even if it appears that the patient doesn't owe anything yet, and that's intentional. I think there's some confusion between a statement and a final bill due. The idea is to send an update on the account like a statement, and a statement is different from a final bill with balance due. Think of it as a status update. It simply reflects the current state of the account, and truth is, we don't often know what the final balance is until all insurance claims have been processed. That can take time, but for a very long time, we've seen, too much of these accounts sit untouched for 60, 90, 120 days just waiting on insurance, and we never send statements. So the patient doesn't have a clue that they owe something, and then one day, either when we're tired of collecting or fighting, we send the patient a statement that said, this is your final bill due, and they have absolutely no idea, and they're surprised. And we want to change that. Everybody needs to know. I get statements all the time. It doesn't mean that I owe those bills. So during those 60 to 120 days, we're spending so much time, effort, money trying to get claims paid, but sometimes we have no way of knowing that the patient might have forgot to update their insurance, or the insurance checks went directly to the patient without us knowing, or their insurance is maxed out because they went elsewhere. We're trying to fix all that. Just this past week, after sending these statements, we collected over $3,000 of, small things. We had a few patients call and say, oh, I got a check from the insurance company months ago, and I didn't know it was for you, so they just kept it. If we hadn't sent that statement, that money might have never been collected. In another case, a patient realized she never gave us her new insurance information. Again, we had not sent a statement. They would think everything is hunky-dory, and we would not have found that out. So, yes, statements triggered more phone calls. I understand. But that's actually a good thing. Every call is a chance to catch a mistake, solve a problem, keep an account from aging out. Let's be clear about something. I think a lot of us forget this. Submitting insurance claims on behalf of the patient is a courtesy that we extend to them. We're basically extended credit to them. But the patient's ultimately responsible for the full amount billed. Now, the insurance company doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for the patient. It works for the patient's employer. They're the one paying the bill. So we're only a third-party company into that relationship, and we have very limited power. And we just don't have the resources to keep on fighting those claims. I know a lot of my colleagues and friends that will collect all the amount due in the office up front, will do a courtesy to the patient and send the claim on their behalf so that the patient can be reimbursed directly by the insurance company. Well, our patients don't have necessarily that amount to give up front. So we choose not to do that. Okay? But, we have a limited amount of time, money, and effort that we can allow our practice to spend to fight a claim and to get it paid. So we can't let these claims hang in limbo indefinitely. If the insurance doesn't pay, the patient owes it. This is not a new policy. We've always said that. It's just something that we're finally managing proactively with more consistency. I don't want to try to make a sob story for everyone, but everything is much more expensive to you, but to our practice. From the rent, from people costing more, from the supplies costing more, from repairs. We just need now a new $20,000 HVAC for Hilliard. Well, and every employee that we have wants to get paid and wants to get paid on time, as they should. So why can't we expect the same thing from our patients? You don't work for free. So when they buy it, they have to pay for it. You can't go to Kroger and take something and not pay for it. So at some point, we were already extremely generous. Remember that, okay? So where do we get the money to pay for everything and everyone? It's by what patients pay for what they owe. Insurance payments only represent 50% of the revenue of the practice. The other 50 is coming from the patient. At the beginning of 2024, we wrote off years worth of money that's owed to us, like $300,000 that we waited so long to collect that it just becomes uncollectible because we went and tried to fight the insurance company, and that's just not okay. How would you guys like that if you were owed $300,000 and just kind of wrote it off? So this week I was a little disappointed when I read on DI some of the interactions that some of you had with our patients. From here on out, it's just not okay to say to a patient, this is an AR error, or just ignore that message, or go read your EOB. Moving forward, that kind of response is just no longer acceptable. Every patient deserves a thoughtful, respectful explanation, and every account deserves attention. Ask for the patient's help to get their claims paid. It's not only up to us to call the insurance company and fight. Let them fight for their benefit. It's their benefit, not ours. If something in the account doesn't make sense, escalate it properly. You have a process. Refer to the sheets and the protocols that Brandy's put into place. Speaking of Brandy, this is not her idea. Just so you are clear, this is my idea. Brandy's just putting it into effect. This is what I want. This is what we need as a practice to stay healthy. This world's pretty fucking crazy right now. It needs to happen so that we don't lose our shirt. So Brandy and the AR team have worked really hard to build systems to support this process. Is it perfect? It's not perfect, but we're going to make it. So we're going to adjust the statement timing. We're going to adjust the guideline. We have some systems for ledger pop-ups, escalation protocols, and all of that. No one is to blame. I don't want you guys to think I'm blaming you. It's about cleaning up our legacy systems and making them sustainable for the future. I know that in the past we did it differently, but now it doesn't work anymore for us and for me. So I want you to know, I see the hard work you're doing. I understand that the phones are ringing more, and it's tiring, but it's also progress. This is the uncomfortable part of getting better. The calls will slow down with time, but only if we stay consistent. We're not doing this to make your life harder. We're doing it to build a better practice that runs smoother with fewer surprises, and one where the billing is consistent, accurate, the communication is professional, and our team isn't constantly putting out fires because something got missed months ago. This is about accountability for us. It's accountability for our patients, for our systems. So I really believe in our ability to get this right. We've done things that are way harder before, and we came out stronger every time. So let's keep talking. Let's stop blaming. This is not them and us and them and no. We're all in this together because in the end, we are getting our livelihood from this practice, and it just needs to run smooth, right? So think about that. Let's try to serve our patients better. And in the end, in the long run, it's going to make our day-to-day much less stressful. I understand about the phone calls, and we're trying to make some strides to that. We just hired Annie. Annie is an AI phone receptionist that we're going to start rolling out in the next few months. She's going to be picking up a lot of our extra phone calls, and it's going to help you guys concentrate on the most important things, the patient in front of you or the patient that needs help. So if you guys have some issues with the new process that you want to discuss, I'm always open for you to discuss with me. Obviously, we know who we need to go to if we have some day-to-day things, but please help me help this practice get better. Your work matters. Your voice matters. And the future of what I'm trying to build with you guys matters. So please, let's move forward together, and it's going to benefit everyone. So let me know if you have any questions. I thought this video would be a little bit easier for you guys to understand where I'm coming from. Thank you.